first, no one noticed. The stars had always been quiet, distant, cold. But one night, the silence broke. It began as a faint hum, barely there, like the echo of a heartbeat coming from the black. Astronomers thought it was interference, but the sound grew stronger. It wasn't random, it was music. The hum turned into rhythm. Satellites began to vibrate in harmony, their metal shells resonating with a cosmic pulse. The emptiness between planets filled with waves, deep, endless tones that carried emotion, not words. For the first time, space was singing. Stickmen in observatories pressed their ears to radios. They heard low voices rising and falling like choirs of distant wails. Some heard laughter. Some heard crying. Every star had its own tone. Jupiter's orbit throbbed like a drum. Saturn whispered through its rings. The moon hummed softly, a lullaby to its sleeping Earth. At first, humanity was amazed. They built instruments to record the songs of galaxies. Artists painted with sound. Children fell asleep to nebula lullabies. Scientists discovered that every melody carried patterns. Mathematical, repeating, intelligent. The universe wasn't just alive, it was speaking. Then the tones began to change. The harmonies fractured into dissonance. Pulsars screamed. Comets shrieked across the solar winds. Entire regions of space erupted in thunderous waves that shattered satellites. The sound wasn't random anymore, it was a warning. Stickmen astronauts floating in dark gray voids watched the stars pulse violently. Radio channels filled with chaotic frequencies, overlapping like 1,000 panicked voices. The Earth itself began to hum, a low, trembling note that resonated through oceans and bones. People couldn't sleep. Buildings vibrated. The oceans rose and fell to the rhythm of cosmic sound. Space was no longer silent, it was alive, restless, loud. Desperate, scientists launched the Listener, a massive satellite shaped like an ear, to translate the frequencies. After years of decoding, the message became clear: the universe wasn't singing to humanity, it was crying out in pain. The stars were dying, one by one. Each explosion, each nova, was a scream echoing across eternity. And Earth had finally learned to hear it. One day, the music stopped. The sudden silence was unbearable. People stood in fields looking at the sky, missing the cosmic heartbeat that had become part of them. For the first time, humanity understood that silence had been a gift, but in that stillness, one faint note remained. A single tone, soft and steady. The universe wasn't gone. It was resting, breathing, waiting to sing again. Stickmen looked up, eyes glowing faint green under a quiet gray sky, listening not with ears but with hearts. And in that tiny sound between stars, they heard the truth. Silence is not emptiness. It's the universe holding its breath,